Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go with night number 3. What's going on, Danielle? We are the music makers and we are the dreamers of the dreams. Who knows that movie? Are you familiar with that movie? What's going on? How are you? Good to see your smiling face. Let me get my little gadget set up here. Set my phone in here. Go ahead, and for those popping on, if this is your first Periscope, just type in a yes or a 1. Either one is fine. Get my chair adjusted up here. Rodney McCoy, is your phone working or what, dude? I texted you a couple times the last 2 days. I ain't heard from you. Hey, how are you? So we're going to let everyone kind of trickle in for a moment. And what I would love to hear from you at this moment is on a scale of 1, actually with one word, describe your day. With one word, describe your day. What's up, Big Mike? Awesome. Of course it is. With one word, describe your day. And if you would, please, productive. I love it. How is your jaw? I think you and I discussed. Super fragilistic. I love it too. So hey, if you don't mind, please share it with your following. Blessed. I agree with that, my friend. Please share it with your people. We'll be on here for 30 minutes, tops. My daughter's a little under the weather, and I didn't want to cancel in the last minute, so I got her settled in with some essential oils, some peppermint. I gave her some clove, and I gave her some lang lang. So, get her settled in for a moment. Chaotic. Yeah, I kind of figured I ain't heard from you. I figured you had some stuff going on. Lloyd Fitness, what's going on, Terrell? How'd you feel today, bro? So, let's get going. Welcome to our awesome little Periscope. And the last couple of days, we've kind of just done a cross-section of information on nutrition, on, welcome Tricia. So hey, if you feel opportunity, would you please share this with your people so we can get going and we can support and serve lots of people 10 times better from eating organic eggs. Oh yeah. So yesterday we actually... thank you, Melina. We actually discussed a lot of nutrition. Of course, we got into some body language. I appreciate all of you for your support and for sharing and helping me to get my message out. I am grateful for all of you and welcome Gia, to support and serve and share with you. So whatever I can do, please reach out and feel free. Never hesitate to allow me to support you however I can. So the last couple of nights, what's going on, Scorpio? The last couple of nights, we have discussed a wide plethora of things, and you could probably agree with this, and you can see how it always, no matter whether it's on nutrition or whether we're talking about mindset, somehow or another, it always goes back to body language as I'm scratching the inside of my thigh. So, yeah, awesome. So, if y'all, and here's something that will be helpful for me so that I can better help you. If the information that I am touching on is helpful for you, tap your screen and shoot some hearts off so it gives me feedback to know whether I should continue to stay on that path of information or whether I should do some things differently to help support you. Because ultimately, the only reason why I do these is specifically to support you. It's not for me. I'm just allowing God to work through me to support you with what He's blessed me to learn over the 30 years of doing this and over the 80,000 hours I have geeked out. What's going on, Dina? Doing and learning this stuff. I'm doing this specifically just for you. So if there's something directly that you would love to ask, it's open door policy. I am completely 100% transparent with everything that I do, everything that I've done, everything I've been through. Hey, all this stuff. So, Terrell, back to answer your question. Scratching the inside of your thigh. So everyone, hey, Kel. So check it out. So here's some body language. So anytime you're scratching the inside of your thigh, both of your thighs is about partnership. Okay? inside of your thighs, so everyone can see from here. Inside of your thighs, this is all partnership. So when I'm scratching the inside of my right thigh, this means that I am in partnership with myself in whatever it is that I'm doing. Yes, Danielle, I appreciate you. And it was great to finally meet you in Utah. So here's what we're going to do. Tonight, it's all about you, just like every other night. How exciting, right? What I would love to hear from you or see from you, probably be a better way of saying it, is what are you struggling with right now, or what would you love to discuss? I'm going to write down these topics, so you fire them off and say, hey, I'd like to discuss this, and tonight's all about you, just like every other night. How to raise stomach acid, betaine HCl. What are your thoughts on chlorella? I like chlorella. So, chlorella, stomach acid. And you want me to talk about honesty, Terrell? Honestly, don't know if I can do that. Yeah, I can. Knee pain, left or right? So everybody, here's your homework. Everybody shoot off one question you would like to discuss or an area of interest. And then I will go through each one of them and filter them out and roll through them. Client has both. Okay, knee pains, stomach pain. So knee pain, stomach pain. All right. So anyone else got a thing you want to throw up? Not technically speaking throw up. Throw up on the table. Excessive food allergies, headaches. All right. Okay. Removal of bladder, hysterectomy. Not sleeping. Okay. Bladder, hysterectomy, lack of sleep. Okay, that's probably good. Hey, Julie, welcome back. All right, so let's do this. Count them down. We're going. I'll be done in 30 minutes tops. We'll be done at 8:30. How do you clear thoughts so forgiveness works? How do you clear thoughts so forgiveness works? How do you keep your body supported while training 3 hit day classes and feeling drained? What's up, Miss Sarah? Welcome from Ireland. It's great to see your smiling face virtually. So check it out. Here's what's on the table. I asked everybody to give me one topic of conversation they would like to discuss. So here's what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss chlorella. We're going to talk stomach acids. We're going to talk honesty. We're going to talk about knee pain. We're going to talk about stomach pain, earache. We're going to talk about headaches. We're going to talk about food allergies. We're going to talk about bladder and hysterectomy. And we're going to talk about sleep. So, all right, let's do this. First off, as always, do I have permission to be completely honest with you 100%? Meaning being Brian, not Frank. I'm not Frank, I'm Brian. So do I have permission to be completely honest with you? So whatever I choose to discuss and however I choose to relay the information is the way that it's going to come up. And that's good because that's the only way I know how to do it. So, water, everyone's good. All right, let's do this. So chlorella. Diarrhea right after eating. That's all emotional stuff, man. More than likely. So we'll talk about that too. Alright, so if anyone has diarrhea, here's the first thing you can do. Go get some coconut shavings, like coconut shavings, put them into a pan, get a tablespoon or 2 of coconut oil, and saute the coconut shavings in the coconut oil. That will stop your diarrhea and it will dramatically boost your immune system because of the lauric acid. Okay, so I use this kind of stuff like with my clients with HIV/AIDS. 56 grams of coconut oil will do amazing wonders for someone's immune system. Massive difference, okay? So, diarrhea. So let's talk about sleep. One of the biggest things to talk about sleep is this. If you're watching crazy movies and crazy shows before you go to bed and they're piquing your adrenals to where you're getting in fight or flight and you're like, that kind of stuff's not going to work. Second thing is if you're going to sleep and you are getting up between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m., your time, in Chinese medicine, that's when the liver meridian runs, which means it's also blue blocker glasses too. That's a good point, Charles. Thank you for that. helps secrete melatonin. So if you are going to sleep getting up between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m., that in Chinese medicine is when the liver meridian runs. That's when the energy runs to the liver. Now remember yesterday, you can catch yesterday's scope before it goes off, unless it went off already. I talked specifically about what emotions connect with each organ system. Body language. I can, okay? So the liver meridian represents resentment, okay? Kidneys is unforgiveness. Thyroid is anger. Spleen is I can't, it's too hard. Welcome, Pete. So if you're waking up between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m., means you have liver issues. That means you have resentment functioning emotionally. What you can do directly is obviously, remember, it's always about, man, my body language is going nuts. I can. Remember, it's always about what's returning to you. It's not about what's wrong. So when you say, all right, well, I've got, what if I fall asleep at that time? Well, it's all good. Figure that part out. The thing is that always remember, it's what does this turn into? So if I have unforgiveness or anger or resentment, that means that I get to have forgiveness. Resentment turns into forgiveness, okay? Here's the deal. You can also get some milk thistle. My recommendation is getting some stuff called Gaia herbs. It's spelled Gaia herbs. It's one of the best supplement lines that you can get for that type of stuff. And milk thistle will actually help to restore the faith back to the liver and help the healing process and help with the emotional transformation of resentment into forgiveness. Okay. Second thing is if you are up between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. and you find yourself waking up, that's fear. That's survival. That's the lung meridian, which means that if you're functioning in fear, you're going to wake up during that time. You may also, too, here's a very important indicator. Whatever dreams you have, whatever feelings those create, that's what's functioning emotionally in your subconscious that we get to resolve. Okay, you've probably heard me talk about the story about the almond butter. So let me share this with you. About 2 months ago, I was having a dream. It was weird. I had a dream someone kept stealing my almond butter. I'm like, what is the deal? So somehow I woke up, okay? And here's the thing. It's always symbolism. It's never about someone stealing my almond butter. What it was about was me, fear of loss. That's right, Sarah. It was about me having fear of loss. Now, here's the deal. Here's how body language works. How many, by a say of a yes or one, have woken up with a neck ache or a back ache and it didn't hurt before you went to sleep? If that's happened to you, type yes. I thought I was waking up motivated. Yes. Okay, check it out. So my next question is, do you think you injured yourself while you were asleep? My question was, have you ever gone to sleep and woke up with a neck ache or a back ache or some type of issue that you didn't have before you went to bed? Do you think you injured yourself? No. You do think you injured yourself, Terrell? You must do some pretty crazy sleeping. All right, so that's accurate. No, you didn't. And what this leads to believe is that, I'm not crazy, is that our subconscious body, mind, is running 100% of the time, period. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nonstop. What our subconscious uses to communicate to us is our body. And where these pains show up is indicative of information that's functioning emotionally underneath our awareness. And the reason why it shows up when we're asleep is because our thinker, our conscious mind, or our ant is completely asleep. It's out of the way. So our subconscious is uninhibited. Free playground time. That's why you can go into dream states. That's why you can have astral projections when your conscious mind is completely out of the story. Okay? What symbolizes that neck pain? Great question. Neck. Remember neck. Neck is all about connecting our thinking, knowing, and remembering with our doing. And all this stuff I'm sharing with you is in our body language training. And I really encourage you, if you have not enrolled in it, to take it. It's a life changer. It will change your life in quantum levels that you have no idea. Especially if you've already seen me talk about body language while we're on here, right? So, back to that. So when you have dreams, those dreams, the feelings that your dreams create is what's functioning emotionally, which means that's what we get to turn that emotion into its highest potential. So fear turns into faith and courage. My courage, it is real, very real. Anger turns into forgiveness. My sorrow turns into my joy. This is one of the most important skill sets that I could share with you to help you optimize your human performance and your human functioning. Does that make sense to you? Yes or no? And Sarah, are you still on or did you hop off already? It's like wee hour in the early for you. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Yes. Yeah. Yeah or yes? Get serious, Pete. You've been slacking, man. All right. So that's sleep. Here's another thing. The second thing you can do to help your sleep is, yes. You're missing the point. So check it out. So the next thing you can do to help your sleep is eat walnuts. Walnuts are very high in melatonin. There you go, my man. I'm just checking on you, bros, because I love you, man. Make sure you're staying on point. Melatonin is very high in walnuts. So eating walnuts 30 minutes before you go to sleep will help with melatonin secretion. And like Terrell said, I get to get some of these too. I get to invest in some of these. Is that if you're on the computer a lot, the lights from the computer can affect your abilities or your body's ability to release melatonin into your system, which will dramatically help your sleep. They have blue glasses that you can get that help with that immensely, and I've heard great stories about them, and I choose to get some myself because having sleep is important. It's allergic to walnuts. How long have you been allergic to them? All your life or just a little bit? So most allergies, if you weren't born with them, you can reverse them. And we can talk about that. So, all right, so let's get into headaches right now, Kelly, because I know this is going to be a big one for you. So headaches. So everywhere that we have headaches, the top of our head, this is our hormones. It's also this finger. This is not the bird. This is God-given strengths. If you have a headache on this part of your head, squeeze your bird finger, which is God-given strengths in body language. Squeeze it just like this. Bam. Okay? If you have a headache in the frontal part of your brain, which is your prefrontal cortex, this is blood sugar, which means you need some food. That is your ring finger. Squeeze it. If you have a headache that goes to the temples, goes to the back of the head, that's what's known as the Indian headband. That's typically kidney. Kidney is on the bottom of your right foot, right here. Bam. I have a little diagram that I use that has been amazingly helpful for solving all kinds of headache issues. Now understand, headaches typically happen because of toxicity and because of emotions that are running rampant that have not been checked, loved, and forgiven and transmuted into their higher emotional patterns. Foods for kidney, forgiveness, lots of it, consistently, 70 times 7. Left side female or right side male. Essential oils, but consciously going through the process of I give myself permission to forgive my husband for blank, blank, blank. I give myself permission to forgive my wife for blank, blank, blank. And I give myself permission to reclaim my partnership with my wife and myself. And I give myself permission to move forward. Tarot, squeeze your ring finger and see if it goes away. Release is really a good one. Peppermint is a good one. I have a bunch of oils right here. I've been working all day and haven't ate much. Yeah, brother. You know that, man. Come on. Cletus. You should be eating all day, man. You're a machine. You got to treat yourself like one. So headaches, very important. Hydration is a big deal. Most people are dehydrated. How long with the kiwis still wheezing? Then maybe that's not your issue. Are you doing any dairy? That's crazy. Work like magic. All day. All day. I listened to Creflo today, man. I'm going to come see you. We're going to watch some Creflo. If you're doing dairy, stop doing dairy. That'll probably go away. So, headaches. Okay? Your fingers, and I have this diagram. It's in our trainings where you can literally find out which part of your head hurts and say, oh, wow, that's this finger. Squeeze it and bam, it goes away. Understand, most headaches are because of emotional issues that turn into physical issues. Understand that our body is literally just like the dashboard of your car. When you're driving down the road and the light pops on, get it checked out. It's saying, hey, we got some things going on here that require your attention. And if you choose to not give us some attention, we're going to go ahead and break down on you through the form of illness, symptoms, and dis-ease. Take your pick. Is it within the body language training? Yes, it is, my friend. So, hey, it's in our body language training. And if you're interested in getting our body language training, message me after this, and I'll set you up and I'll give you a discount on it. You can use the code BODY, but let me know, and I'll help you do it, and I'll get you a link sent because my tech ninja is on his way to Australia. And thank God, technology is amazing because he's 35,000 feet above the planet, and he can actually still shoot emails. That's pretty exciting. Thank you, Jesus. So, headaches. All right, so let's talk about this. So, Mike, for you, stomach acid. Stomach acid is a big deal. By the time we hit our mid-30s, we literally lose like 20 to 30% of our capacity to release hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is what breaks down our food and allows our body to function and assimilate nutrients that are supposed to be helping us to nourish our body. So here's one thing you can do, very easy. You can get some enzymes for sure. I recommend getting plant-based enzymes. And you can also get some stuff called betaine HCl. Betaine. It is what is actually in beets. Betaine HCl, take some 20 to 30 minutes before you eat. It will dramatically help your body's hydrochloric acid production. You can also take a swig or two of apple cider vinegar. So if you have gout or you have blood pressure, cholesterol issues, apple cider vinegar works amazing. You can take a swig of it before you eat, 5 or 10 minutes. It'll light you up like a furnace and it goes through there. And with the alkalinity that goes into your stomach, that alkaline burst will actually release a whole bunch of hydrochloric acid in your stomach to offset the pH. So when you eat your food, you automatically have acid. It's kind of like priming your pump. So I would say apple cider vinegar and betaine HCl, and you should be ready to rock and roll on stomach. So now for you, Rodney, stomach pain, always remember, stomach is around fear and grief. If you're having diarrhea, that's because you have grief and you have unresolved emotions that are still functioning. Okay? That's stomach pain. If you have stomach issues, Rodney, here's what I would do. Take your left toe, your big one, and squeeze it. That's your stomach. So if you ever have stomach issues, understand that you're just flipping a breaker by squishing your finger. You're not resolving the issue. You're putting a Band-Aid over it. And it may help you immediately. Using peppermint, taking peppermint like this, bam, 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 and licking it. How do you track down the fear, or does it matter? In which way, Terrell? Welcome back, Melina. So, bladder. Okay, so bladder is all about fear. Okay? Bladder also, too, so you know, is this toe. So if I'm on my left foot, my pinky toe, that's your bladder. In resolving stomach pain, depending upon, is it food induced? Is it emotionally induced? If it is, fear turns into my courage and my faith. Perfect love casteth out fear. Scripturally speaking, that's the deal. So when I can quote unquote name a thing, meaning, oh wow, I notice I have fear, does it matter? Yes, it does. It's left toe. Slow metabolism is probably thyroid. If you may have some potential anger issues, hyperthyroidism is dad or male figure, and hypo is mom. So those are some things to consider. Also, too, it could be nutrition. Your nutrition could be out of whack. You may not be eating enough food. You may not be eating enough times a day. You may not be drinking enough water. Your stomach digestion system could be jacked. You may require some type of enzymes and digestive primers, but that's another conversation to kind of dig into. So bladder and hysterectomy. Here's one of the things that I will encourage you to think about. Our medical system is not designed to help you understand the emotional issues of what's going on in your body. It's designed to cut things out and patch you up and say, have some medications and be on your way. And we'll see you next week when you require some more stuff, and we'll give you some more stuff to help you put a Band-Aid over your issue. So the first thing I invite you to consider, if you have any type of symptoms that are going on, have gone on in the past, present, and future, first thing I invite you to consider is doing our body language training, because I'm going to save you a lot of money and a lot of hassle, a lot of unnecessary surgeries, procedures, and medications, because I'm showing you how to understand what your emotions are saying to you through your body. So if you understand that, you are quantum leaps ahead of the medical field, because how many times have you heard stories, and you may even be yourself, have you gone to the doctor and it's like, doctor's like, we don't know anything that's wrong with you, but let's give you these Klonopin or these Xanax so you can stop freaking out and worried about it and just come back every month and get a little refill. Has that ever happened to you? Yes or no? Yes, no, no, yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so 70% of the people that responded to that question have had that happen to them. And what I'm inviting you to consider is this. Less than 6% of our graduating physicians have a minimum of 3 hours of nutritional education. Now, I know every one of you on here has a lot more than 3 hours of nutritional education. Even if you have never understood a freaking thing about nutrition before you caught my last 2 Periscopes this week, you know more than 3 hours of nutritional education. You are now having nutritional education and information that Yoda didn't even have, that you are having today because of what I'm sharing with you. So today I empower you to take your health into your own hands by empowering you with the wisdom necessary to create the outcomes that you desire if you execute it. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is absolutely worthless if it's not used consistently. Okay? You heard me talk about that. So let's talk about food allergies for a second. So if you've had food allergies, how many of you have food allergies on here? I'd say raise your hand, but I can't see you. How about this? If you can say yes. And if you have food allergies, have you had them all your life? We're going to get you hooked up, brother. Have you had them all your life, or just like within the last 5, 10, 15 years? If you weren't born with them, if you were not born with your allergies, say yes. If you were born with them, say 2. Rodney and Kelly, are y'all still on? This may be helpful for you. 2. Allergy free here. Okay, awesome. So, Gia, awesome. 2. So, for those of you that, and I think I said, maybe make sure I'm not losing myself. For number 2 was if you were born with them. Is that correct? If that's correct, meaning if I said if 2 was if you were born with them, say yes. Or 1. No. Gia. So how about this? I have a better idea. Put on there what you're allergic to. Not born with. Thank you, Rodney. That's probably easier to do. All right, so here's my thing. If you weren't born with them, that means they're reversible. For example, I used to be really allergic to avocados. Like if one even touched my freaking lip, it would swell up. B's, not born with, okay? Now, I actually have 2 full big avocados a day. Allergic to your husband? Well, you weren't allergic to him when you got married, so that's reversible too. Any hot peppers, okay? Riley. So, here's the deal. When you're talking allergies, this is important. Gut health. Our gut health is responsible for 85% of our immune system. If you're eating processed foods, if you're eating vegetable oils that are heated, if you're eating sugars and alcohol, look like a hitch. If you are eating processed foods, especially foods like vegetable oils that have been heated, like when you go out to get French fries and things like that, you know how easily our health system, or at least health options, could be fixed? If people would simply just change the oil that they fry French fries in from peanut oil or vegetable oil to coconut oil, that would actually be healthy for you if they use sweet potatoes. Crazy, right? So here's the deal. If you're looking to fix your allergies, you need a few things. First off, you more than likely have leaky gut syndrome. Have you ever heard of leaky gut syndrome? Yes or no? No. Yes. No. Okay, awesome. About half. Okay, so leaky gut syndrome is basically when our gut is inflamed due to processed foods, omega-6 vegetable oils that have been heated and things like that. What happens is our intestines swell up. When our intestines are healthy, we have probiotics that line our whole gut. When they are not healthy and it's inflamed or leaky, what happens when it stretches out, those probiotics leave gaps where they're not able to be there to defend the foods and things that are coming up to digest them and break them down before it goes into your bloodstream. Leaky gut means that those things are not there. Welcome. And what happens is the food goes into our bloodstream undigested. And now it starts getting attacked. It creates an autoimmune response or an allergy because it hasn't been broken down and assimilated appropriately. So here are some things you can do to massively improve your gut health. First one is sauerkraut. Sauerkraut's a life changer. Kimchi is amazing too. Kimchi is actually used in North Korea. The government actually gives it to its workers because of how strong it is. They've actually seen it and done studies on it to reverse the bird flu. Kimchi is like sauerkraut, but it's got ginger and garlic and some other stuff, and there's some really strong, potent spices, so it's very potent. Sauerkraut, probiotics, Good Belly Big Shots is another one. Raw vegetables and doing blended smoothies is amazing. That will also help out. That's one of the most important things you can do for your gut is those 3 or 4 things, and you could dramatically boost your immune system and dramatically improve your allergic responses to where you pretty much can eliminate most of the stuff that you're probably functioning off of now that you weren't born with. Okay? So that's food allergies. 2 more. Knee pain. First thing to explore is unforgiveness. Right sides with the masculine figure or with something that has been done to them or you or me. Left side is something that has been received or unforgiveness with a female figure. That's where you start. More than likely, there's an experience that has happened that is creating that emotionally that's showing up in their physical body. That's knee pain. Stomach acid we talked about, and the last one is chlorella before I get off and go do daddy duty. Chlorella is extremely potent, just like spirulina. It's massively packed for nutrients. You can tell by the smell of that stuff. I have some in my kitchen that I use, and man, it makes my whole freaking smoothie taste like a pond. And extremely healthy for you, as exciting as it sounds. Very high in oxygen, very high in lots of green minerals, and it's extremely potent to put in your smoothies and your drinks and things like that. It's a very potent protein source. It's a completely vegetarian-based protein source. I think that they're actually growing chlorella on the moon and different moon stations because of how easy it is to synthesize and to create. So between chlorella and spirulina, both of those are really amazing protein sources and greens sources. If you're not taking them, I think it's one of those things or 2 of those things that are highly advantageous to use on a daily basis. So here's the deal. That's all I have right now. I answered everyone's questions. I'll leave the floor open for about a minute. If you have any questions you would like for me to talk about real quick, shoot them over to me and I will answer them in the timely fashion as fast as I can. If you would love to connect with me further, how do you spell that? Chlorella, CHLOERLA, something like that. Do the Siri. Just hold Siri down. Hey, how do you spell chlorella? So hey, if y'all would like to connect with me further, go to thinkgreatloseweight.com. That is my biz page and our website. You can connect with me on here. You're on Periscope already. Connect with me on Twitter. It's Brian TGLW. Brian Think Great Lose Weight. My Instagram is the same thing, Brian TGLW. If you're interested in enrolling in our body language training, here's the deal. Message me and I'll give you the code and I'll get it set up for you. But you need to message me on private, message me and I'll take you through it and get you set up. Thanks for all you do, man, brother. Yes, my pleasure, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow is Friday. Yes? Yes. I probably will this be on again tomorrow until tomorrow? It's on for 24 hours. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. It's a possibility. Riley's sick right now. She's supposed to have jiu-jitsu and belt testing tomorrow, so I'm not sure. I may do a spontaneous one. I may do one this Saturday from one of my coaches. Welcome, Preston. We're about to wrap it up, brother, but there's some good stuff. You may want to check out the replay. I'll be at Jesse Elder's house and one of my coaches on, that's right, have a strong end. I like that, Pete. Instead of having a weekend, have a strong end. I like you helping me with my stuff. Thank you very much, Daniel. It was great to see you. I enjoyed your little girl hanging out. Hopefully next time we'll get to connect with Trevor. So that's all I got. Like I said, if you're interested in doing any of our programs, I'll give you a code on all of them, which literally you'll get 60% off. Our nutrition program or our body language, emotional empowerment. There's a whole grocery store one. And I have a smoothie one that we've done too. So if you're interested, message me on Facebook or whatever way you can get a hold of me, and I will get you squared away. So have an awesome day. Love you, bro. Answer back. I text you twice already, man. What you do? And that's all I got. Talk to you soon. Have an awesome day. And remember, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will make time for your illness. Bye. From Austin, Texas. Later.